Okay, so starting with this column, unadjusted tax liability, if we've got a flat tax rate of 40%, how much would you owe here? 120, right? So 120 there, then 40, then 60, then 80. And then in 2000, since we have a loss, and I presume everyone understands that the parentheses around that means it's loss, we wouldn't pay any taxes. And then 40% of 125 is 50. And then in 2002, 40% of 225 is 90. And then in 2003, we lost money again. And then finally, 40% of 350 is 140. Okay, so that's where those numbers came from. Now, you'll notice that I left a space over here. What we're going to do is keep a running total of the losses as they get offset. All right, so from a practical perspective, 1996, it's 1997 now. The tax deadline's coming up. We send the IRS a check for 120. End of 97, we made 100,000. We send the IRS a check for 40. 1998, we made 150. We send the IRS a check for 60. End of 99, we made 200,000. We sent the IRS a check for 80. So we're caught up on our taxes at the end of 1999. Now, 2000 rolls around, we have a bad year. It's a law firm, I don't know, maybe we got sued for malpractice or something. Anyway, big loss. So, what do the rules tell us? Carry back 2 years first. And think about why that makes sense. We don't know we're going to make profits next year, but we know we paid taxes in 99, 98, 97, and 96. We might as well get the refund, since that's what the law allows us to do. All right, so the law says carry back losses 2 years. So this can go back to 1998. That means that the taxes that we paid in 96 and 97 aren't impacted by the loss in 2000. So our unadjusted before tax income becomes our adjusted before tax income. And the 120 that we paid in taxes, we paid in taxes. So there's no refund, no credit. Same thing in 1997. Our unadjusted before tax income is also our adjusted before tax income. Our unadjusted tax liability is also our adjusted tax liability. So again, no refund, no credit. All right, so we're looking back at 1998. We've got 650 to write off. How much of our unadjusted before tax income can we write off or offset, if you want to look at it that way? All of it, right? We've got 650 to use up. We only earn 150. So this is going to go to 0 after it's adjusted. The tax on 0 is 0, exactly. So, after adjustment, this becomes 0. After adjustment, this becomes 0. And we actually sent the IRS a check for $60,000 at the end of 1998, so we get a refund. Exactly. So 60,000 refund. I'm going to write a little R there so we keep track of refunds versus credits. All right, so now we had 650 to write off. We just used 150, so we still have how much to write off? 500, exactly. All right, so here's where I'm going to put my running total. So after we dealt with 1998, we still have 500 to write off, and I'm going to write a little arrow, meaning now I'm going to use it against 1999. Are we clear so far? You're right. No, 650 minus 150. Okay, so now the 500 that we have left, we're going to use against the 200. How much of the 200 can we write off? All of it. So the tax on 0 should be 0. After adjustment, we would owe 0. So adjusted before tax income is 0, and our tax liability is 0. But again, we sent the IRS a check at the end of 1999 for $80,000. So now we get a refund of the $80,000. We had 500 to use up. We just used 200. So now how much do we still have to write off? 3. Okay. So I'm going to put my 300 on the 99 row, but I'm going to draw my arrow down 2 rows because now we're going to use it against 2001. All right, so in 2001, we had unadjusted before tax income of 125. We've still got 300 to write off. How much can we write off? All of it. So this goes to 0. Again, we would, and as of the day I'm talking about here, this is year-end 2001. If we didn't have the adjustment, we would owe 50,000. But we have the adjustment, so we save ourselves paying the 50,000. Therefore, this is a credit rather than a refund because we didn't pay it in the first place. Just like I said, it's a kind of a picky distinction, but it's accurate. Okay, so we didn't pay the 50,000 in the first place, so that acts as a credit of 50,000. This would be 0 here. This would be 0 here.
And we just skipped over the 650 just because it was a loss in general?
Because we're writing the
Writing
650 off.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so we had 300 to write off. We just used another 125. How much is left? 175. So I'm going to put that on the 01 row. And I'm going to draw my little arrow down to 2002. So I've got 170.